My goodness, is the Duo 15 SE built like an absolute tank? I'm going to throw a question out there, hypothetical, or maybe you can try and answer it with me as well. Is it possible to get the exact near enough same performance on a laptop like you would get on a desktop? Actually, thinking about it, if we take that question even further, is it even possible to find specs and performance that is better and only bespoke to laptops where you could only dream of experiencing it on a desktop? Well, I think the easy answer is no. Yeah, just flat out no. Just no. But is it really? Well, this laptop we have here might just beg to differ. Welcome to Open Windows, where we present to you the ASUS ZEPHYRIS Duo 15 SE. Just to set the pace of the style of this video, it will be more of an overview, meaning we'll be giving you everything we think you need to know about the ASUS ZEPHYRIS Duo 15 SE. We also, at the time of this recording, are running the Windows 11 Insider build on the Duo 15 SE. But just to state that this laptop will be upgradable to the full version of Windows 11. Now, disclaimers out of the way, let's jump straight into this monster of a laptop. As always, let's start from the outside and work our way in with the design and build. And my goodness, is the Duo 15 SE built like an absolute tank? Honestly, when it comes to this body, it's absolutely serious. And ASUS have pulled out all the stops to not only make the Duo 15 SE solid, but most definitely outstanding and unique. It packs some weight at 2.78 kg and uses an all metal construction for a strong and rigid design. But relatively to the size of the laptop, it's still decently slim in a body that is 20.9 millimeters. You've got solid standoffs at the bottom for better airflow and typing ergonomics. Thanks to the unique hinge design, opening the lid of the laptop is not only smooth and sturdy, but it reveals the secondary display, which then tilts at a 13-degree angle for a more comfortable viewing experience and also much better airflow. Yes, you heard me right. There is a secondary display built into this laptop, which we will discuss more later. Crazy. Let's look at the ports arrangement for a moment. On the right-hand side, you have 2 USB-A ports and 1 USB-C port. On the left side, you have a micro SD card slot and a power port for the included 240 watt power supply and an audio 3.5mm combo jack for your microphone and headphones. At the rear, you have an Ethernet port, a USB-A port, and a full-size HDMI 2.0 port. Yep, ports all around, literally. This laptop is not lacking when it comes to the ports, and honestly, the overall design and build, to me, is so crazy that I think this laptop actually needs to go into a psych ward. When it comes to the display, this is where the Duo name in the laptop really says it all and takes the cup. Firstly, the main display, which is a 15.6-inch IPS LCD screen with a full HD resolution and a crazy 300 Hz high refresh rate display. 300 Hz. Honestly, is this display running on a treadmill at maximum speed or something? Because damn, this is fast and smooth for days. This tends to be it when it comes to the display, but as stated before, there is a secondary display which ASUS calls the ScreenPad Plus. It runs at 60 Hz, it's touch enabled, and it's an IPS LCD screen with a 1920 by 550 resolution. This second screen adds a whole new dynamic to this laptop and really sets it apart when it comes to usability. Like for example, having your game chat open on the second screen for a quick instant glance, or having the task manager to see how your system is running when you're using your apps, or even using it as a secondary display when you're live streaming. Look, Whatever suits your needs for a secondary display, this is a unique strong point for the Duo 15 SE. The speakers are decent as well, with a quad speaker setup with Dolby Atmos support, which should help in giving a nice audio experience for gaming and multimedia consumption. Looking at the keyboard and trackpad, this is where things get interesting. Because of the second display, the keyboard is pushed right down to the edge of the bottom of the frame, which then moves the trackpad directly to the right-hand side. Now, this is an efficient use of space, especially considering there is a second display and also having near enough a full-size keyboard. It did take some time getting used to, especially with how narrow the trackpad is. Now, the trackpad itself is smooth with good tracking and also has a very neat trick of turning into a number pad when needed. Nice touch. Now here comes one of my favorite parts, the specs and power. Breaking it down, this model we have here of the Duo 15 SE is rocking the AMD Ryzen 5900HX, which is based on an 8-core 16-thread design, which can boost up to 4.6 GHz, 32 GB of RAM, 2 TB of internal SSD storage, and graphics powered by the NVIDIA RTX 3080 with 16 GB of video memory. If there is such a thing as too much power for a laptop, then the Duo 15 SE might just be one of those few laptops to prove that. The GPU itself is a perfect example of this. At the time of this recording, you cannot get an RTX 3080 with 16 GB of VRAM on any desktop PC, as it tops out at 10 GB, which just shows the bespoke attention to detail given to the Duo 15 SE for specs and performance that you just won't find on a desktop. But remember, this is an overview, so we won't be benchmarking every game with all the settings tweaked. We will just be looking at some select games and how they perform, showcasing the software experience in Windows 11 with Game Pass Ultimate, which does include Game Pass for PC. Now for the gaming experience, the foundation to this is the Windows 11 experience with the latest DirectX 12 API and services such as Game Pass Ultimate, which includes Game Pass for PC and gives you over 100 plus great games to play with day one release for first-party studio games with the ability to cancel at any time, giving you, the user, the most flexibility and peace of mind. Windows 11 also brings support for Auto HDR and direct storage. Now, the three games we are going to use to showcase the performance of the ASUS ZEPHYRIS Duo 15 SE, mouthful of a name, are Gears 5, which you all know is my personal favorite, Ori and the Will of the Wisp, and Forza Horizon 4. Starting off with Gears 5, this is pushing the hardware to its limit while still giving you a very well optimized gameplay experience. Running at ultra settings at 1080p, the built-in benchmarking tool showed you'll be averaging 97 frames a second. Running at high settings, you'll be averaging 108 frames a second, with medium averaging 117 frames a second, and low averaging 140 frames a second. Next is Ori and the Will of the Wisp. This game really showcases nice artistic game design with amazing color representation and focuses on being less demanding on your hardware, which means you can really enjoy the nice accurate colors of the IPS display. Using the high settings, you'll get 160 frames a second at 1080p, which is a nice amount above 60 frames a second, so you really do not need to reduce the settings for this game on the Duo 15 SE. Last but not the least is Forza Horizon 4, which is another visually stunning and well optimized looking game showcasing great car models and world environments. Running at ultra settings at 1080p, the built-in benchmarking tool showed that you'll be averaging 134 frames a second, which is nicely within that triple-digit FPS space. Running at high settings will average a healthy 144 frames a second, and medium averaging 154 frames a second, and low averaging 158 frames a second. Battery wise, it is powered by a 90 watt-hour battery, which comes with the included 240 watt power adapter. And the USB-C port does support power delivery 3.0 charging at 100 watts. Nice touch. ASUS claims up to 4 hours of battery life. The battery life rating is dependent and subject to your usage, which can vary and affect the length of time. This also does not account for gaming, especially when unplugged, because this is still a gaming laptop. So to get the maximum performance, you do need to make sure you're plugged into the power supply, or else you'll see a performance drop. So just bear that in mind. We've come to the end, which brings us to the question we always try to answer. Who is this ASUS ZEPHYRIS Duo 15 SE for? It's very rare that I'm left speechless after using a laptop of any sort, and I have to say the Duo 15 SE is the first one to do so. This laptop really feels like the closest thing to a true desktop replacement, and that in itself answers the question. If you are looking for a solid desktop replacement in a laptop form factor, then the ASUS ZEPHYRIS Duo 15 SE is definitely right up your street. That covers it for this episode of Open Windows of the ASUS ZEPHYRIS Duo 15 SE. As always, more gaming laptop overviews to come. Hope you all enjoyed this overview. This is Benjamin Abaji working with Microsoft, and we will see you next time.